Timini literally lives for calling people out. Everybody has had a Timini moment.
Don't let me tell you, don't let me talk. No. And you always let you talk. Everybody's always kissing your fucking ass. Yes, you paid for the trip, but how much was the fucking trip? Relax.
Try talking.
It's not you that will teach me how to be a better person, Jimmy. What do you know?
Listen, you hear
No
me.
shit.
Clearly.
Yeah, yes, still massaging Ebuka's dick, because I know shit you said about him.
What did I say? Go ahead and say it.
Fuck that, bro.
Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in this video, I'm talking about episodes 3 and 4 of Ebuka Turns Up Africa. So now in episode 3, guys are on the dining table ready to have breakfast, where the conversation of what happened between Jimmie and Onoja comes up yet. Then Timini brought up the suggestion of, them going to go paintballing. So they go paintballing and they pair up in groups of 3. So it was Onoja, Jimmie and Timini, then Ebuka, Alistair and Zubby. So the team of Ebuka won. Then it was just fun and game, like it was a good time actually. So after that was done, Jimmie and Onoja go to the side and they just have a conversation, and Onoja like apologizes to him and was just trying to make him understand where he was coming from, that he didn't mean it to spite or to hurt him. Like he just felt like he had a conversation with Timini and he feels like on his own end he just wanted them to have peace, let them just sort things out and let them be cool, because they are all in a group setting and supposed to be having a good time together. So he didn't want any awkwardness and he was just doing it from a place of love. He wasn't trying to be anyway, and just like they just sorted it out. Just boys now, guys now, just apologized, shook hands, and they were cool with it. And Jimmie said his own one-to-one. So after that was done, they went back to the villa and I think they were having drinks, and that was their last night in Rwanda. And Ebuka finally tells them where they'll be going to next, which was Morocco. And everybody was excited. The next morning they were off to Morocco. They go to Morocco and they pass through Casablanca, so they had to stop at the beach. So everybody was at the beach and Zubby was missing. So everybody was wondering, where did Zubby go? Where did Zubby go? Just for Zubby to appear now with a new hairdo. And it was really funny because he came in with the thing of new place, new vibe, new energy. So I have to switch up my look. Zubby was just a vibe on this trip basically. Then Timini now chipped in the thing of how Zubby is trying to copy him, but he can't copy him because he's more or less giving what I ordered versus what I got, sort of thing. Timmy was trying to be a bit shady, but that's just by the way. So they just had like fun time on the beach. So they now decided to go surfing. So everybody changed into their surfing tight outfits, and the instructor comes to teach them what to do and how to go about it, which was really, really funny to see. So when it was time for them to go into the water, everybody went into the water except Timini and Ebuka. So Ebuka didn't go because he said his tummy was upsetting him. He wasn't feeling too good, and Timmy just sat this one out. So Zubby, Jimmie, Onoja and Alistair were all in the pool. They were all on the beach rather, and it was fun. It was fun to see like everybody like attempting to surf, and the only determined person there was Onoja. He was so determined, like he was like the serious person out of all of them on the surfing board, and he was able to finally surf, which was nice to see that at least somebody did it. There you could see Zubby on the other end just having a good time, just chilling and just enjoying himself. He was just there for vibes and just a good time. He wasn't there to stress himself or anything. Like towards the end of the whole surfing thing, I think there was an incident where, according to Onoja, Zubby's board bumped into him and somehow hurt his hand and everything that happened, that he had to go check his hand. Once they were done with their time at the beach, they now head to the villa. So it was really nice place, like very beautiful. So everybody just settled in, then they just sat around to just talk, have a conversation, and everybody was just talking about the surfing thing, and they were like, okay, like just like basically hailing Onoja for being able to. And then Onoja was just feeling himself like, I knew that out of all of you, I already want to be able to surf. Now mentions the whole thing of Zubby, the incident where Zubby's board hit him, or Zubby hit him, or waiting, and he sprained his hand and what. And that didn't sit well with Zubby, because Zubby's own thing was, okay, like he didn't even know this happened, and he felt like, okay, if this had happened, like you should have told me. Like he was unaware that he was the cause of that. So the whole thing was just somehow, because Zubby was he just had this shocked and confused look on his face, and he made the comment about, I hate saying sorry or forgive me, but having said that, sorry. So it was more like a half-assed apology to Onoja. When they talk about whether Zubby was done intentionally or not, I'm like, why would that even be like a topic for conversation? It was obviously an accident. Like, Zubby was just inside the water, just having a good time. He wasn't trying to, you know, pay attention to anybody or anything. He was just there for himself. And I'm sure, like, if he knew he had done that, like if he knew he had caused pain to this guy, he would have obviously apologized. Like, I don't think he's that kind of person that would just ignore you. But yeah, so that was it. Then having that conversation, Timini now brought up the whole thing of, he feels like they should express like what you thought about somebody before, so he would like them to now say like their new impression of somebody, that kind of thing. And like a conversation that is to stir shit up, to cause trouble, obviously, because they're trying to poke and nitpick at somebody to get the reaction out of somebody. Zubby goes with he's saying it from what he has observed, that Alistair is a drunkard, he's weird, he seems to know everything. Timini also said that Alistair is more or less like lost because he's in midst of like heavy personalities, so he doesn't want to get lost, so hence he fits into the role of being a clown and more or less like entertain the group, so they don't really get to see him for him, sort of thing. And Alistair was on his own end just saying that he doesn't understand like what they're saying, that this is him, like in his own head he's on a trip, like he's on a vacation, he's in holiday mood, so this is how he is. He's not somebody that is here to cause trouble. Like, he doesn't see like Alistair didn't really buy into what they were saying, although what Timini said was especially got to him, but he didn't really speak up much about it because he wasn't trying to be confrontational about anything. Then Ebuka also mentioned anything about Jimmie being emotional, but he's not saying it like in a negative way. He expresses himself very honestly, like he says how he feels, what he sees, he says. So he's very open and honest about his feelings and the way he expresses himself. So after their whole tell me what you think about me now than what you thought about me before, then Ebuka now suggests like we let them go to the market, because apparently the market in Marrakesh is like one that is spoke about a lot, like people talk about it, so it's something like you need to see if you go to Morocco. So they go to this big market, and it's just crazy because like the market is really big, like really busy, really packed, it's full, it's nice, and it seems like a carnival of some sort. So because the market is really large, so they're sort of split up into two groups. So we have Onaja, Jimmie and Zubby on one group, then you know Ebuka, Alistair and Timini on one. So Onaja and his group were more or less just entertaining themselves with like these dancers and just getting into like a dance routine and just having fun. Then Ebuka's group more or less went around to just like try things, just try new food. Get there and they are just open to try anything and everything. So they bring brains for them to eat, and in the spirit of trying new things, they eat, you know, the brains, and like they actually swallow it. So once like after that was done, you know, they get talking, and Timmy was like, well, what do you think about Zubby's apology? Do you think he's honest enough? Ebuka was like, he feels the apology was honest, considering the fact like he didn't know he did that to Onoja, or he didn't mean to do that, like but for him he feels it's honest. And Timini and Alistair were of the opinion that, you know, the apology didn't seem honest because he didn't seem like he knew why he was apologizing. The apology wasn't remorseful, it didn't seem like he was actually sorry, he didn't feel bad for what he had done to Onoja. And you know, they're having a conversation, and Jimmie, I think he's still very touchy about, you know, being called emotional. So he was just talking to them about it, that do you people think I have anger issues, I have a temper? Onoja was trying to make him understand that no, anger issues is a very strong word, that he won't say that, but he knows that Jimmie is a very expressive, very loud, very vocal guy, and that he is one that if something doesn't sit well with him, he speaks up immediately. He doesn't more or less process something. Then Jimmie was like, okay, you mean like you, because you don't speak up when you know you don't like something. You will sort of let that moment pass, let that thing happen, and you still carry it on, and before you now bring it up, if you even eventually bring it up. Unlike me, if something happens and I'm not cool with it, I speak up immediately. I try to clear the air and just get it out of my system. So they're just just having a conversation about, you know, their two different personalities and trying to understand each other. Zubby on the other end was just there concurring to everything Jimmie said because of what Onoja has said earlier with the whole softboard thing. Zubby's own thing is that if you said I had done this, why didn't you just bring it up there? Why did you need to, you know, wait and bring it up in the group and say this there several hours later, tell me, like after the fact sort of thing? So I think that's where that's where their conversation was heading towards. I feel like people are different. Like the way you deal with something is not the way I will deal with something. Yeah, so it's more or less like understanding people's differences and sort of finding a common ground. So Onoja is not going to be like Jimmie. Jimmie is not going to be like Onoja. So it's just more or less understanding and meeting in the middle. You get, so he listens, like we get where they're both coming from, but Jimmie is more or less just go go go, and Onoja on his own thing end is like that thing may have happened in the situation, but I was like, when I'm ready to speak up, like when you're talking out of anger, like in the moment, you tend to say things you don't mean and you don't want to say. So he more or less just takes a step back and processes everything before he now uses the words he wants to use to express himself. So pulls himself out of that situation before, you know, he speaks up about. Doesn't necessarily mean like he carries malice or anger in his heart in regards to that situation, but that's just, you know, the way he deals with his thing. And it's okay, like everybody has their opinion, everybody has the way they handle things, and that's fine. Ebuka like has this mountain climbing thing for them to do because of the view that they're apparently going to meet at the top. And some of the guys were not down for, you know, the climbing. It was like proper hiking. So they get climbing and climbing, and Zubby was really pumped and excited, but Timini wasn't having it. He was just not in the mood to go climbing. He didn't see what the point was for them to climb hours and hours to see a view. Like, it's not just rocks and mud, like there's nothing special about it. So he just sat on a rock, and Zubby was just being himself, just being silly, and just being goofy, and just like energy, just trying to get Timmy in the mood, and just like pull his leg, and he falls to the ground. I'm sure that was not Zubby's intention, but yeah, you trust me to carry that one on his head. And immediately, you know, that happened. Zubby apologized for that, and you know, Timmy was still very upset. They just go on with their climbing thingy, and they get to where they got to, and some people rode the mule while, you know, the rest of them walked to the waterfall that they were there to see. So once they got there now, you know, Timmy, Onoja, and Alistair were like behind, while the rest of the guys were up front, you know, admiring the view. Then, you know, Timmy was just expressing to them, you know, his discomfort with what happened earlier with Zubby, and just saying his own 2 cents, like he didn't expect anything less from Zubby. I feel like Timini was just looking for like a group of people that would be on his side to antagonize Zubby, because he now brought up the whole thing about him. Onoja, you and Zubby are now best friends. Look at your hand. So did you really accept that his apology? Look at what he did to you. And I was trying to make you understand that, yeah, like he obviously didn't do it intentionally. He didn't mean to like harm me or anything. So I hold nothing against him and stuff. Then he now faces Alistair, that's saying that Alistair needs to speak up more. He needs to learn how to defend himself. And how can Zubby call him an alcoholic, but he didn't say anything about it? He's like afraid of him. And basically, Alistair was just telling him that he doesn't even have a problem with what Zubby said about him being an alcoholic, because for him, he's on a holiday, like a guy's holiday trip, guy's trip, so he can drink as much as he wants. Like if somebody has something to say about it or thinks he's an alcoholic, then that's on them. But what he had an issue with was Timini calling him a joker, like a clown, like he's trying to entertain them. Like he didn't appreciate that And Timini was taken aback because he didn't expect that reaction from Alistair, because it was very obvious that Alistair was upset by that statement. And Timini was trying to make him understand that no, it was coming from a good place. He didn't mean it like that he knows Alistair to be a serious person, but throughout he's just been very jokey, very smiley, and blah, 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 blah. So the conversation was obviously not going the way Timini expected it to. The whole thing just ends up with no Timini apologizing like he didn't mean that, blah, 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 that he's sorry and everything. But in his confessional, he was like, that is it him Alistair wants to try and before me macho man, because he's telling him to speak up doesn't mean he's talking about like he's the wrong one for him to come and try to be macho with. But after that, they finally go like to the club where they link up with Scales and they just have a good time. Like everybody's vibing, everybody's dancing, Ebuka's dancing, like the mood, everything is just nice. Jimmie is on his party mode, the vibe is right, the drinks are flowing. It's very fun to see like Ebuka like in party mode, because I don't think we really get to see him vibe, and he's always very professional, very serious, but he was a bit loose, a bit free, just having a good time, just vibing with everybody. Next morning they went to desert to go see the sunset. They just like sit around and just like have deep conversations and just trying to get to know each of them, like trying to get to know each other more. Then the Ebuka brings up the whole thing about like I'm sure like you people don't really know Zubby. Like Zubby now asks them, okay, what do you want to know and everything about him that they don't know. So then I asked him like, okay, like relationship wise and everything. Zubby was like he's never been in any serious relationship, and in fact he doesn't have any ex. And it was shocking for them to hear that, because he's a very popular guy, and of course he's mature enough to be at least in one serious relationship. But he said he's scared of relationships, scared of women and everything. And they get talking, and the conversation now flips. Onaja asks like, what's the hardest decision you've ever had to make? And Ebuka now flips the question back on him for him to like answer. So Onaja was like, the hardest decision he had to make was leaving his job, working in an oil firm to follow his dream of working in entertainment industry, which was really a lot for him. And spoke about the depths that he got into and his whole spiritual journey, like the whole process, like everything he had gone through. But yes, then also Timini also said for him his own hardest decision was sticking to acting, because it was either acting or going into fraud. Because she remembers when he got out of school, when he was still in school, like some of his guys were just doing fraud to get by. You see them buying new cars, doing this one, and him, he was just doing junior brother duties for his sister's car, like cleaning this, cleaning that, just trying to suck up to her to be able to borrow her car for the weekend. And just saying like how things were not always like that for him. Like it was really tough. Like he was pushed very close to just picking up his laptop and just learning what they were doing. But he just had this dream, he had the thing for acting, and it's now paying off for him. So yes, so they just like talk and just trying to get to know themselves more than they already did. So now after that was done, go to the market again. Like it's daytime now, because the last time we went to the market was at night. So they go to the market and just like doing what tourists do. And Zubby says he has like a massage, a hammam massage for the guys, after like the trip and everything that they've been through, especially with the climbing, that he has like this massage arranged, like with even happy ending and stuff. So with the whole happy ending thing, now the guys were excited that okay, they really need the massage. So Ebuka and Jimmie exit the WhatsApp group for the massage. They don't want to go for the massage, so they should have fun. So the rest of the guys go for the massage, whereas Jimmie and Ebuka go shopping. So Jimmie wants to like buy shoes for his wife, so Ebuka helps him, like they're trying to find the particular shoes that he needs to get. They're just going around the market, just doing normal shopping. They're talking, and Ebuka being married for 7 years, opening up to him about marriage, like how it was difficult for him, like being open and honest. Like you are going to be sharing like your decision making, your finances, like everything. You have to be very transparent with your partner. Like it took time for him. Also being a loner, you always have somebody in your space, so you were just trying to make him like understand certain things that he had to deal with, that is normal, like it's fine, like Like now, like Jim was saying that now he's like one of those people that will go on trips and has to bring back souvenir for the wife and the kid. Like he really enjoys it, so he's feeling like a proper married man. And on the other end, you get to see the guy waiting for their massage, all sitting in their towels, just sitting there waiting for the ladies to come and massage them. Just to see this hefty man with brown belly just coming with a group of other guys to come and massage them. It was so funny. I thought it was a joke because I was also expecting like ladies to come and massage them. So when they came in, everybody's face was like I just burst out laughing because I'm like, I'm sure this is not what they expected. So Shasha, like they get into massaging, breaking their bones, breaking their back, doing this one, doing that one. Just proper massage, like it was funny. It was funny. You could hear bones cracking. Once they were done with that, everybody left. I don't know what happened exactly because prior to the dinner they had, it seemed like there were tensions already in the air. There was a bit of, I don't know, there was that tension in the air. It wasn't normal vibe, like calm vibe. It was like they came there with some weird energy. Alistair was like, when he saw Zubby, he was like Ebuka's friend Zubby, how, like from where to where. Or he got to know that okay, maybe they got to know more about each other on the trip and everything. Just for Zubby to just make a comment about him being fake and what. So it just came out of nowhere because Zubby throughout this trip, Zubby is not one to, you know, talk like that. He's very calm, very playful, but for him to make that sort of remark means something must have happened. So he mentioned that earlier when they met on the jets, that Alistair approached him and was like, sorry, what's your name? And now you're telling me you're like, oh, Ebuka's friend Zubby. So you knew who I was. Then why were you not asking me for my name? Like it didn't add up to Zubby. Like, so you know me, then why are you acting like you don't know me? Then Alistair was not trying to make him understand. I know of you, but I don't know you. Then Zubby was like, well, you know my name, so why were you? You get what Zubby is saying. So as they were talking, I don't know even what happened, but Jimmie just chipped in and was trying to mediate their conversation. Then Timini just shuts him down, basically, that he should allow them talk, he should allow them communicate. He doesn't need to intervene, he doesn't need to put his mouth everywhere, he doesn't need to talk. And it was so funny because Timini doing all of that, Jimmie actually like keeps short, he keeps quiet, surprisingly. I don't know why. So after that, Timini now decides to go for Ebuka. He was trying to poke and poke and poke. So he starts off with, let's go to the dinner table. You know, Ebuka made a thing about him, you know, almost quitting the Haman spa, you know, like chickening out. Meanwhile, Ebuka didn't even come through for the Haman spa thing. He chickened out of that, and he also chickened out on the surfing stuff that why is Ebuka coming for him, trying to make it look like he's the weakest link out of the group. And Ebuka was looking at him like, what is this one saying? And obviously, like, everybody was aware that, you know, Ebuka had like whatever he had going on with his health as against, you know, the surfing stuff. And for the Haman, it was either Haman with the happy ending, or, you know, going to the market with Jimmie to go shopping. And it was either this or that. Like, he did not want to go for this spa session. Timini was making it seem like, no, it's a guy's trip, it's a this we're meant to do things together, or you're also going off to do this. We could have all, you know, gone shopping afterwards. We could have done the spa and then all gone shopping together. That he wanted to go shopping. Then Ebuka was like, if you wanted to go shopping, you could have gone shopping as well with us, but you preferred to do the spa. So it's not like a big deal, but you know, Timini was trying to be the loudest person in the room, trying to be the one that is heard the most. And he also brought up the thing about, you know, taking Alistair to Lake Kivu. So apparently that was what was pinching Timini. But just Ebuka just trying to let him know that Obi was like, oh, so it's the Lake Kivu thing that's pinching you, so that's the cocoa. And everybody just starts laughing about it. Then it's like, no, that is a trip that we're supposed to have fun, do this together. Then Ebuka was like, it's an option. Either go for the spa, for the scrub spa thingy, or you go to the market. I wanted to go to the market with Jimmie. It's not a big deal. Then, you know, Timini is just talking all over him. Ebuka was like, let me speak. Like, Timini was like, everybody kisses your ass sort of thing, that because you paid for the trip. How much is the fucking trip, by the way? I'm like, You don't speak to people that way. I think that's one of his problems. He doesn't know how to talk to people. He thinks everybody is, his fangirls and fanboys. He just talks to people very loosely, very carelessly. He doesn't speak to people with respect. It's not even an age thing, but it's just like normal. It's just simple courtesy. Like if you're trying to pass a message across, you don't need to be insulting and demeaning to pass your message across. He was trying to trigger Ebuka. He was trying to ruffle his feathers. He was trying to make him somebody he's not, and Ebuka was not even that guy. He was not, because it was like, okay, after you've had the trip, you've enjoyed the trip, you're now blabbing, you're now saying all this you're saying. So Ebuka did not even really entertain his rubbish or his nonsense, and like even the rest of the guys on the table did not appreciate the way he spoke, and it was just very somehow. After he was done with Ebuka and Ebuka wasn't giving him face, he decided to go for Alistair, saying the only person that actually took highly come for me, this one, like you. I'm like, did this boy drink something, or was he trying to act a script, give us a character or something? Because it was too much, it was unnecessary at this point. Jimmie was also trying to make it clear that you can pass your message across without being abusive. That he didn't like the way Timini was talking to people at the table. He didn't like the message, the energy that was just there. Jimmie was like, yeah, he said some things that he knows Ebuka would not be happy about. The Ebuka was like, no, that he knows who he is. If he's coming from anybody else on the table, he knows how to take it. From Timini, he doesn't take it as much. Like, that is who he is. And Timini now picked offense in that, saying he's insulting him, saying that what kind of person do you think I am? What kind of person are you saying I am? So I can't express myself. I can't see what's on my mind. I'm one that is very outspoken. It just seemed like Timini was just on a rampage, but just going crazy at everybody, saying he knows things Jimmie has said about Ebuka on this table. He just did massaging Ebuka's dick, kissing us, this one, that one. Like at this point, it was like, from what even Ebuka was like, what is going on here? And after everything, like he just walked out. That was it for the Morocco trip. So everybody gets back to Lagos, and Ebuka plans this homecoming party at Lagos for everybody, like the whole guys to turn up, and a couple of his other friends in Lagos. So he meets up with Zubby, and Zubby was just talking to him about it. And Ebuka was like, him and Timini are guys, but they've not spoken, but they are guys. Like he knows who Timini is, so he's invited for this stuff. Timini and Onaja link up, and Onaja is just telling him about why, like what happened at the dinner happened, and Timini was not even trying to have a conversation about it. And Onaja was just telling him that is he coming for this stuff, like it would be nice for him to show up and everything. And Timini was like, yeah, that he is not sure he's going to be there, like he doesn't want to be where he's not welcome. Fast forward to the homecoming party. Like celebrities, everybody turns up at Ebuka's party. So it was really, really nice. Like the guys, everybody shows up, just having a conversation about the trip and everything. It was also cool to see like how Zubby has taken that whole name thing very lightly. Like they're able to laugh and joke about like guys now. Then as they were just chilling, Timini comes in, meets them in the group, and Jimmie is just like talking about everything that happened. Like there's no need to hold grudges. What happens at the trip? We've had a good time, but everybody said their piece. So Timini pulls Ebuka aside for a chat, and he just wanted to talk like about like everything that happened, and just tell him where his head was when he said what he said. Not necessarily coming from a place of I want to apologize, but just him understand where he was coming from, that he wasn't trying to disrespect. That's what boys do on trips. Like they just throw jabs at each other. It's nothing personal, it's nothing deep, blah 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 blah. I don't know, because like he doesn't have a problem with him expressing himself. It's just the way he does it. Like you don't need to express yourself in a way that makes you look like an asshole. You can, like courtesy demands you express yourself respectfully. Like you can pass your message across without seeming like a jerk, you get. So that was what he was trying to make Timini understand, but Timini wasn't even processing or understanding what Ebuka was saying. His own thing was like, are you trying to tell me not to be myself? Like I'm honest, I'm unapologetically me, so nobody can tell me how to be, how to act. Then Ebuka's own thing was like, I get, like I know who you are, I get who you are. Maybe he didn't get the connection that Timini didn't get the connection he actually wanted to get from the trip with him. And they are cool, like they just shoot glasses and everything. But honestly, the way Timini talks to people is not nice at all. That was how the series came to a close. 4 episodes. Ebuka turns up Africa. with his friends. Like honestly, it was really really nice to see a different reality show with guys, like all Nigerian guys. And the person that surprised me the most was Zubby. Like I don't even know what I was expecting when I saw him as part of the lineup, but it was really really cool to see his character. I think Zubby was like the most authentic person out of every one of them. If he doesn't know something, he'll say he doesn't know it. You get, he doesn't care about anything. He's not forming for anybody. And this also made me see Timini in a very different light as well. Because also nice to get to see like other people in Ebuka's life, like friends that are not so in the public eye. And yeah, so honestly, like I don't even know what I was expecting with this reality show, but it's a nice one, and kudos to Ebuka for, you know, giving us this to talk about. If you've seen, you know, all 4 episodes, tell me your thoughts down in the comment section. Did you enjoy this reality show? Do you think they should give us season 2? Like, let's talk about it. If you haven't seen episodes 1 and 2, I have a review on my channel. You should check it out. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching the review, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.